Welcome to Beyond the Front Door. Your inside look at extraordinary homes, unforgettable interiors, and the ideas that are changing the way we live. Something happened to the all-white house. It got cold. It got clinical. It got copied so many times across so many suburbs that walking into one stopped feeling like walking into a home and started feeling like walking into a showroom that nobody actually lives in. And then, quietly, gradually, and then all at once, something replaced it. Warm terracotta walls that glow amber at dusk. Chocolate brown cabinetry that makes a kitchen feel like the most grounding room in the house. Mushroom and clay tones that shift between warm and cool depending on the hour of the day. Deep olive greens that connect every interior room to the landscape outside every window. Unlacquered brass that ages and deepens and becomes more beautiful with every passing year. Raw plaster walls that have a texture worth touching. And throughout all of it, wood. Rich, warm, honest wood that does more for the emotional experience of a room than any color palette ever could. This is the warm, earth tone luxury home. It is the home every designer is building, every buyer is requesting, and every person who walks through its front door immediately wants to live in. And today I'm taking you inside every single room of it. Stay until the very end, because the final room in this home is the one that proves, more completely than anything else, why this aesthetic has completely replaced the all-white era, and why it is never going back. Before we step through that front door, if warm, grounded, extraordinarily beautiful interiors and the design trends actually shaping luxury homes in 2026 are your kind of content, subscribe right now and ring that notification bell. New videos every single week, and this channel is the most beautiful design resource your home has ever had. Okay, let us go inside. Before we tour this home room by room, I want to spend a moment on the why, because understanding what drove this shift makes every design decision in this home make complete sense. One clear direction for 2026 is a move away from the cool gray tones that shaped past years. Instead, designers and homeowners alike are embracing warmer, moodier, and more earthy neutrals. This shift reflects a broader desire for spaces that feel more grounded and more personal. This shift is not just about color. It is about creating spaces that work in harmony with architectural features, natural light, and the layout of the home. Homeowners are moving away from stark, overly curated interiors and gravitating toward rooms that feel grounded, inviting, and authentically personal. It is less about following a strict design style and more about embracing materials and forms that resonate on an emotional level. Terracotta, warm clay, deep brown, and muted green are precisely the tones that age well. They deepen rather than fade. Color alone does not make an earth tone living room look luxurious. That last sentence is the key. Earth tones are not a color trend. They are a material and emotional philosophy, one that says a home should feel like somewhere a human being actually lives, not like a set designed for someone else's Instagram. And in 2026, that philosophy has produced some of the most extraordinary luxury interiors ever built. Let's walk through them. The warm earth tone luxury home of 2026 announces its philosophy before you step inside. And the exterior is where the rejection of the cool steel and stucco decade is most visible. Warmer earth tone exteriors, limewash, plaster, warm wood siding, are replacing the cool steel and stucco palette of recent years. Lime-washed exteriors, plaster interiors, hand-troweled finishes, and earthy palettes deliver the warmth without the formula. The exterior palette: warm mushroom brown plaster on the main body of the house. Dark bronze window frames rather than black. The bronze tone reading warmer and more considered than the matte black that dominated the previous decade. Warm wood siding as an accent. Cedar or Douglas fir in a natural oil finish, wrapping one section of the facade and connecting the building to the landscape beyond it. A standing seam roof in a weathered bronze that will age beautifully over years of exposure. Landscaping in drought-tolerant natives. Grasses, sage, lavender, that echo the earthy palette of the building and the colors of living plants. The 2026 luxury palette is built around warm, earthy tones. Mushroom browns, soft sands, terracotta, muted sage, deep clay, and occasional moody plum or aubergine accents. This exterior does not try to be dramatic. It does not announce itself from the road in the way a modern glass and steel facade announces itself. It settles into its site, the plaster taking on the color of the land around it, the wood aging toward the gray-brown of old timber. A house that belongs to its landscape rather than imposing on it. That quality of fitting rather than fighting is the first luxury this home delivers. Before you have opened the front door. Through the front door, solid oak, naturally oiled, left to age, and the home opens immediately into its full palette. Tonal spaces where walls, millwork, and textiles sit within the same family of color to create depth and calm, rather than high-contrast color stories, define the most sophisticated interiors of 2026. The entry and living room share one continuous color story. The walls are in a deep, warm clay, a tone that shifts between terracotta and mushroom, depending on the quality of the light hitting them at different hours. The ceiling is the same clay, one shade lighter. The color-drenched technique that eliminates the ceiling wall divide and makes the room feel like an environment rather than a box with surfaces. Dark woods, softened blacks, charcoals, and deep earth tones are no longer just feature moments. They are shaping entire rooms and homes. These darker interiors act as a retreat, offering calm from everyday overstimulation. Paired with warm lighting and natural textures, these spaces feel inviting rather than heavy. The living room is anchored by a fireplace wall and hand-troweled plaster. Warm white, slightly textured, with a fireplace opening framed in the same warm clay as the surrounding walls. No mantle, no shelf, just the clean geometry of the opening and the warmth of the fire within it. On either side of the fireplace, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves in the same warm clay, books, ceramics, and plants displayed with enough breathing room between groups that each one registers individually. A sofa in warm oak or greige bouclé, a coffee table in solid oak or walnut, a modular sectional in a tone that reads as warm from any angle of the room. Textiles completed, a hand-woven wool rug in sand or warm brown, linen cushions in dusty clay or muted olive, a ceramic lamp, a wooden tray, a single plant. These are the finishing layers that make a room feel like it was carefully put together by an expert interior designer. The sofa in this living room is a deep, low sectional in a warm oak bouclé, the looped fabric catching the firelight and creating a surface that looks different from every angle. The coffee table is a thick slab of solid walnut on a raw steel base. The rug is hand-knotted wool in a warm sand tone, large enough to sit under every leg of every piece of seating. The lighting is entirely warm-toned. A ceramic floor lamp in a dusty terracotta glaze in one corner. Two small ceramic table lamps with linen shades on the side tables flanking the sofa. The overhead light completely absent, replaced by these warm pools of lamplight that make the room feel, at every hour of the evening, like a room designed for the specific pleasure of being in it. Brown is officially back. Chocolate, mahogany, caramel, saddle, chestnut, cocoa. The whole family has returned, and it is replacing cool gray as the go neutral for high-end homes. This is not the flat brown of early 2000s builder-grade kitchens. Today's brown tones are layered and warm, showing up in wood-paneled studies, rich leather seating, dark stained cabinetry, and European farmhouse interiors where natural materials do the talking. Brown works because it connects to the natural world: wood, leather, stone, earth. The kitchen in this earth-tone luxury home is built around one decision that changes everything else. The cabinetry is chocolate brown, not dark walnut-stained wood grain, painted chocolate brown in a deep, matte finish that reads almost like leather in certain lights. The lower cabinets in this tone, the upper section open, floating shelves in a warm oak that picks up the warmth of the brown below it without matching it exactly. For a quiet luxury interior design approach, try burgundy cabinetry paired with soapstone counters and brass hardware. The countertops here are honed soapstone, a dark gray-green stone that is cool to the touch and completely non-reflective. Against the chocolate cabinetry, it creates a contrast that reads as geological rather than decorative. Two different materials from two different parts of the earth, placed in conversation. The hardware throughout, unlacquered living brass. Every pull, every tap, every cabinet hinge visible through the open shelving. all of it aging at its own pace, deepening with use, becoming more characterful with every passing month. Terracotta and clay tones are gaining momentum in 2026. Rich terracotta shades pair beautifully with natural wood, woven textures, and creamy organic materials, and work especially well in cozy spaces to add warmth and depth. The backsplash behind the range is handmade terracotta tile, the same tone as the living room walls, pulling the kitchen into the home's palette without the two rooms matching. Each tile slightly different in color and in glazed depth. The surface reading is warm and alive in a way that machine-made tile simply cannot achieve. The range hood above the range is hand-plastered in a warm white, the same material as the living room fireplace wall, completing the material language that runs throughout the entire home. Moody interiors are sticking around in 2026, but with warmth and restraint. Darker and moodier spaces with intention are shaping entire rooms. These darker interiors act as a retreat, offering calm from everyday overstimulation. The dining room in this home goes darkest. The walls are in a deep, warm aubergine, almost brown, almost plum, the tone that is hardest to name and most impossible to forget. The 2026 luxury palette includes occasional moody plum or aubergine accents, and in this dining room, that accent becomes the entire room. Against those walls, a single slab walnut dining table, 10 feet long, live edge on both sides, oiled rather than varnished. 6 chairs in a worn natural leather, not matching, not from the same set, each one slightly different in age and patina. Above the table, one custom ceramic chandelier in a warm off-white glaze, its form irregular and sculptural, casting warm amber light across the walnut surface below. The floor in this dining room is the same wide plank oak that runs throughout the home. But in here, with the aubergine walls and the walnut table and the leather chairs, it reads darker, picking up the rich tones around it and becoming part of a room that feels like the most intimate, most designed, most extraordinary space in the house. Dinner in this room does not end early. Nobody suggests leaving. The room makes staying feel like the only reasonable decision. Organic Luxe is shaping up to be one of the standout styles of 2026, offering a refined balance between natural materials and luxurious design. This trend expands on organic modern style and brings it into a more elegant, textural, and curated realm. The rising interest in this style is tied to a desire for homes that feel restorative and retreat-like. The primary suite in this earth tone home is the most restorative room in the building, and it earns that quality through material precision rather than expense. The walls are in a deep, warm mushroom brown, almost the same tone as the exterior plaster, which creates the sensation of sleeping inside the earth itself. The ceiling follows the same tone, one shade lighter. The only break in the wall color, one section behind the bed where a full wall of hand-troweled warm white plaster creates a headboard backdrop that reads as both architectural and tactile. The bed is a low platform in solid blackened oak, its legs barely visible, the platform floating just above the wide plank floor surface. Dressed in 3 layers of linen, a fitted sheet in undyed natural linen, a duvet cover in a warm sand, and a heavy Belgian linen coverlet in a deep warm taupe folded at the foot. 2 ceramic pendants hang on either side of the bed, warm-toned, dimmable, pointed downward to illuminate the bedside surfaces rather than the ceiling. These are the finishing layers that make a room feel like it was carefully put together by an expert interior designer. The emphasis on natural materials and gentle forms helps create a sense of harmony and thoughtful simplicity. The bathroom attached to this suite stays in the same earth tone family. Travertine tiles and a warm cream on floors and walls, a freestanding tub and a matte clay finish, unlacquered brass fixtures throughout. A single shelf in warm oak holding 3 objects, a ceramic soap dish, a plant, a rolled linen towel. Nothing more. The restraint in this bathroom, the deliberate limitation of objects, is what makes it feel extraordinary. Luxury through subtraction. Gone are the days of posed, perfect, and staged spaces. 2026 is about embracing warm, inviting spaces that reflect your personal tastes and are grounded in memorabilia and mementos. Biophilic design is expected to resonate deeply in 2026, reflecting the desire to get back to nature. The home office in this earth-tone luxury home makes a case that the room where you work should be the room that most actively supports your ability to do your best thinking. Not a white box with a desk. Not a spare bedroom with a monitor on it. A room designed around the specific psychological conditions that allow for focus, creativity, and calm, sustained effort. Perry Walter of Atlanta's Walter Studio Interior Design points to a rise in warm, earthy neutrals, such as creamy off-whites and sandy tones, along with deeper hues like olive, eucalyptus, deep navy, and blue-green tones. The walls are in a deep eucalyptus green, one of the tones most consistently associated in environmental psychology research with focus and sustained attention. The desk is a single slab of solid walnut, 8 feet long, cantilevered from the wall on hidden brackets. Nothing beneath it but the wide plank oak floor. The bookshelf behind it runs the full width of the room in the same walnut. Books, objects, a single framed photograph. A wool rug and a warm olive beneath the desk chair. One large window positioned directly to the left. Morning light on the desk surface without glare on the screen. This office is not designed to impress anyone who sees it on a video call. It is designed to support the person who spends 8 hours a day in it. And the warm, grounded, biophilically connected environment it creates does something that a white box with recessed lighting and a standing desk never could. It makes work feel like something worth doing. The outdoor space in this earth tone home is not separate from the interior palette. It is a continuation of it. The same material language, the same color philosophy, the same connection between the built environment and the natural world that runs through every room inside. The most requested features on luxury custom homes in 2026 include 4-season outdoor living spaces and dramatic indoor-outdoor pocket door systems. The outdoor living area sits under a deep roof overhang, 12 feet of covered space that is usable in rain, protected from direct summer sun, and genuinely comfortable from early spring through late autumn. The floor is large format concrete pavers in a warm sandstone tone. The same material family as the interior floor, creating visual continuity from inside to outside through the full-height sliding glass doors. The outdoor furniture is in weathered teak and natural linen, water-resistant versions of the same materials used inside, making the transition between rooms feel completely seamless. The landscape beyond the covered terrace is low maintenance and deliberately wild. Grasses, native shrubs, a few established trees. The planting palette mirrors the home's color palette. The warm gray-brown of ornamental grasses, the deep green of native shrubs, the occasional terracotta of clay pots along the terrace edge. Nature and interior in conversation, not performing for each other, just belonging to the same place. Before the final room, let us step back and understand the material language that holds this entire home together, because it is the most important design lesson available from any earth-tone luxury home. Wood tones, sculptural forms, natural textures, and heritage-inspired details are becoming the foundation of interiors that tell a story rather than simply follow a formula. These trends highlight a collective desire for warmth, craftsmanship, and authenticity. In 2026, we are seeing a continued shift toward warm, nature-inspired palettes, layered neutrals, earthy greens, and rich blues and charcoals paired with materials like wood, stone, and terracotta. These tones add depth and softness while keeping interiors feeling timeless and grounded. The material vocabulary of this home is 5 things. Wood, in every room, in multiple forms and species, from the wide plank oak floor to the walnut furniture to the Douglas fir ceiling beams. Stone, honed soapstone in the kitchen, travertine in the bathroom, concrete pavers outside. Plaster, on feature walls, on the range hood, on the exterior. Ceramic, in the light fixtures, the tableware, the vessels on every shelf. And linen, in the bedding, the upholstery, the curtains, the tea towels hanging in the kitchen. 5 materials, running consistently through every room, never perfectly matching, always in the same warm, tonal family. That consistency, not of exact color or exact finish, but of temperature and feeling, is what makes the home feel like one continuous, beautifully considered experience rather than a collection of individually decorated rooms. Here is the final room, the one that proves more completely than any other space in this home. Why the warm earth tone era has completely replaced the all-white era, and why it is never going back. It is the kitchen at 6 in the morning, not a room you tour, a moment you experience. The chocolate brown cabinetry in the pre-dawn darkness. The under-cabinet LEDs on their lowest warm setting. The kettle on the soapstone counter. The unlacquered brass tap catching the first light coming through the east-facing window. The terracotta tile backsplash glowing amber. The smell of the wood, the stone, the lingering warmth from yesterday's cooking. The wide plank oak floor under bare feet. These are the finishing layers that make a room feel like it was carefully put together from a catalog by an expert interior designer. The Japandi and Scandinavian aesthetics have always been rooted in nature. Earth tones are their natural evolution. An all-white kitchen at 6 in the morning is cold. Clinical. A room you move through as fast as possible to get somewhere that feels better. This kitchen, in chocolate brown and soapstone and terracotta and unlacquered brass, is the room you stand in for an extra 5 minutes because leaving it feels wrong. The 2026 interior design color trends are all about depth, warmth, and colors that actually make a room feel like home. And honestly, it is a direction we have been designing toward for years. A room that feels like home. That is what every earth tone in this house was chosen to create. Not impressive, not photogenic for its own sake, not designed for the listing photograph or the Instagram post. Designed for the 6 in the morning moment, the late Sunday afternoon, the quiet Tuesday evening, the daily, private, unremarkable moments that together make up an entire life lived in a beautiful home. That is what the warm, earth tone luxury home of 2026 is. And that is why everyone wants it right now. So there it is. The warm, earth tone luxury home everyone wants right now. A lime-washed exterior that settles into its landscape rather than imposing on it. A living room in deep warm clay with a bouclé sofa, a walnut coffee table, and lamplight instead of overhead lights. A chocolate brown kitchen with soapstone counters, terracotta tile, and unlacquered brass that ages more beautifully every day. A dining room in deep aubergine with a live-edge walnut table and leather chairs that make dinner last until midnight. A primary suite in mushroom brown with layered linen bedding and a travertine bathroom of pure restraint. A eucalyptus green home office designed for 8 hours of deep work. An outdoor room that continues the interior palette into the landscape. And one material language: wood, stone, plaster, ceramic, linen, running consistently and warmly through every single room. Interior design in 2026 is quieter, warmer, and far more intentional. From layered, lived-in spaces to earthy palettes and craftsmanship-driven details, these are the trends shaping how we live in our homes this year. Quieter, warmer, more intentional, more human. This home is all 4 of those things in every corner of every room. And now you know exactly how to build one. If this video made you want to repaint something this weekend, smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps more people find this channel. Subscribe for extraordinary home tours, design deep dives, and the trends actually shaping luxury homes in 2026 every single week. And drop a comment below. Which room from today's home hit you hardest? The chocolate brown kitchen, the aubergine dining room, the mushroom brown primary suite, or that 6 in the morning moment? I read every single one. See you inside the next extraordinary home.